Oh, hello, guys. Welcome back. Don't we worship an awesome God? That's sarcasm. Loki's inner bitch diva came out last night, and she was just a bitch. And it was still Loki with that mainly male energy, but it was definitely that bitch queen energy of fuck's wrong with this camera. And it was that bitch queen energy of I'm here to cause chaos and problems. And honestly, after everything they pulled last night, they're fucking lucky I'm talking to them because they were a bitch. And they threw other relationships in my face, which they will do with me because they know it bothers me. If it doesn't bother you, they won't do it with you. But if they know it bothers you, they'll walk up to you and go, "Guess what? What? That person that you don't like the relationship with? Which one? I'm okay if you have other worshippers. That person that attacked you? All right, what about it? I love them more. What? I love them more, and they did something for me, and I think it's better than anything you've ever done. Because he's trying to start shit with you. And of course, I always fall for the bait. The fuck did you just say to me, bitch? And we're going at each other like, yeah. And the other gods are just like, please no. Not now. Please don't. And Loki and I are just going at each other. And Odin is just used to this shit because it's how Loki's always been for all eternity. And he's having popcorn like, "This is some good shit right here. Go at it, ladies. Have fun." And we're and I'm going to Odin. I fucking hate him. He's such an asshole. And Odin's like, "Oh, you know how he is, my dear." I'm like, "What am I complaining to you about? You're just as big an asshole. I hate you both. Fuck you." And the other gods are like, "What's going on?" And, the poor gods, we're gonna, I think, drop the term demon. The other poor gods are like, Asmodeus is like, "What the hell is going on? What's going on? Why is there all this chaos?" Like, he's an asshole. And he was just being a petty bitch last night because he could. And I guess he was bored. He got attention. Here's the thing you got to understand dealing with Loki. He can get attention, you can cook for him, you can clean for him, you can have whatever kind of relationship you have with him. That bitch is never satisfied. I can fuck you back here. But he knows it's right. He's pleased with himself. He's a greedy son of a bitch. I can imagine if he did have temples in ancient days, some big burly buff dude outside one of his temples, that it was his priest, just crying into his beard, you know what he said to me last night. And the other priest being like, there. Just trying to serve Freyr. He's not such a bitch and a drama queen, but okay. And I'm getting laughter back here now. But yeah, Loki's the asshole of the group. There always is one. Loki's the asshole you hope dies in the horror movie. But you love him when he turns on the charm because all of a sudden he's just like Odin. There's a reason they're brothers. They're an asshole to you. They know they are, but then they turn on the charm and you're like, "Oh, fuck you." So he got his attention last night. He needed it. And I've been going through allergy season, which is wonderful, and I've been going through trying to magically pretend I don't have sensitivity to certain stuff. If you have allergies and sensitive system, don't spray all the fucking Lysol they're telling you to spray. I had a reaction yesterday, and I had a reaction to my candles. I don't know what the fuck the candles were made out of. I got them for cheap on eBay, but I actually had a reaction to them, and that was really fun when the reaction happened, and then I realized it's the same thing I get every winter when I'm trapped in the house for a couple months and, you're spraying Lysol and you're spraying scents into the air. Don't do that shit if you have delicate little lungs. So, it's been good. We're just, right now, the biggest thing's the boredom. We're just watching the news with interest because most people have already figured out, which you think I would have known, that the government's known about how bad everything was probably going to get for months. I'm like, of course they fucking knew. They took care of themselves first. Had we all known they were selling off stocks, we'd have all been like, oh shit. They knew. They didn't give a shit. Look up the Love Canal if you want to see what the US government thinks of its own people. They knew. They fucking knew. And it's like, I'm not surprised. It's not a big conspiracy. Of course they knew. And they did what everybody would do if they had inside information. They would take care of themselves and then they'd warn everybody else, right? You wouldn't do it to be evil or greedy or selfish. You've got that survival instinct. That said, they did it because they are greedy bastards. Again, yeah, back here. Like you would warn all your friends and you'd warn, everyone else, but you would, in the amount of time it took you to process what was going to probably happen, you would make plans for yourself first. Of course you would. It's normal human self-preservation. It's just they went about the shittiest way possible because in the couple hours it should have taken them to make plans for themselves because they're already fairly fucking rich. And for all their little friends, they should have then months ago said, "Hey, I know you don't believe us and you think we've lost our fucking minds, but a pandemic's coming." They should have done that shit, but they didn't. And people are saying you shouldn't believe the Russian government because the Russian government is now saying that America released this as a weapon and we fucked up. And I'm like, Love Canal, I could believe we did that. I'm not saying we did, but yeah, I could see the government going, you know what? And by we, I mean the government, not us, the people. I said, you know what? I could see them thinking they had this perfect weapon and testing it on another country and it fucked up and they're like, well, on us. So, or Russia did it, or, it's probably, all likelihood it's just a virus. It's not a super weapon, but at the same time, I'm open to the possibility that yes, some government somewhere decided to test a weapon and fucked up. So yeah, that's this channel, Conspiracy Theory Land. I don't trust the government. I never have. My parents were not hippies. They grew up in that era. They lived through that era, but they were too busy raising kids. But all the other adults I knew were. So it's going to become the hippie conspiracy channel. But we're doing pretty good. We're in high spirits. We have all of our food, and you still can limited go out. It's just don't go out in groups, and it's really hard on some people. But for the rest of us, it's like paradise. My hardest thing is knowing one, it's cold outside. 1 second, these damn allergies. Like, oh, sneeze. Sorry about that. The hardest part is not going out and my friend had been hinting for a week or so that she wanted a visit, and I was like, "You don't understand. I could have it already and not have any symptoms. They say most people that get it are going to be just fine." I said, I tried to explain to her, I couldn't visit her, and she kept hinting she wanted to visit. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I could be a carrier for all I know, because there's no tests out there. So, keep your spirits up, guys. We are going to make it through it. The guy in the classical music station is coming a little dangerously close to losing it because he's starting to wonder if there will ever be classical music again, and if there will ever be theaters. And then again, of course there will be. It's just going to take a couple months for this shit to get wiped out, and then we're going to go back to life. And for a decade or so, every time somebody coughs, we're all going to be fucking nervous. But it is what it is. We'll get through it. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.